Hello friends, in today's video we will be talking about economics of cloud. There could be a number of drivers why we want to move to cloud. It could be on-demand self-servicing or scalability in terms of horizontal scaling, which means the increasing the number of servers that your business needs, or vertical scaling, which means the increasing the capacity, that is CPU or memory capacity of those servers, or elasticity, that is increasing the capacity based on your business needs and bringing them down when there is not much need, and metered pricing, that is pay as you go or pay as you use, and availability of latest technologies and usage of those latest technology for your application and your business. All those things are benefits of high level benefits of moving to cloud. And in today's video, I'll be emphasizing on cost benefits and how we can optimize your spending, right? How we can get the best use of every dollar that you spend on your cloud migration and to whatever you pay for your cloud service providers. So before you plan to migrate, right, you obviously will do a cost benefit analysis. What is that cost benefit analysis? You just try to understand the benefit that you get out of moving to cloud. So find out the calculation of all the benefit that you get, and subtract it from the cost that you will incur by moving from on-prem to cloud. So based on that simple calculation, you will be able to find out whether it's going to be beneficial or not. I mean, it will be very simple if you're talking about very migration of a very simple application. For example, you take a simple one of your simple applications, right, which you are running it on your own server. And if you just estimate it, I mean, if you just plan it to have it for the next 3 years, and if your on-prem setup will cost you about $9,000, right, for the next 3 years, and if you are planning to migrate to cloud, if for 3 years, if your every year spending is less than 3,000 rupees, then it is going to be beneficial. Otherwise, it is better to stick on to on-prem server. That's a rudimentary cost benefit analysis of a simple application being migrated from on-prem to cloud. But if you are trying to migrate all your data center from on-prem to cloud, you need to understand the total cost of ownership, that is TCO of having your own data center versus TCO of having all your applications running from cloud. Let's try to understand where your spendings would be when you have your own data center. Number one, so your server cost. Number two, your data network cost. Number three, your data center backup cost and disaster recovery cost, and actual data center facility rental cost. And the number of staffs that you will have will be higher when you want to run your own data center, and their training cost, their project management cost, everything will have to be planned out. And a couple of things when you go for your data center, right, your own data center, right, all those expenditures will have to be planned and paid upfront when you want to establish your own data center, right? And everything will have to be designed for your peak load capacity. Your business can be seasonal. Your business will vary from time to time. Your business needs will vary from time to time. Maybe during, if you are running e-commerce business during festival season, your load will be higher, and off season, everything will go down. But whatever you design for your data center will have to be planned for your peak load capacity. When you have off season, you may not be able to utilize all these existing servers that you design for your peak load. Whereas if you go to, if you try to understand the TCO of your applications running in cloud, right, it would be very simple. I mean, your server lease cost, your application lease cost, and your demand. I mean, based on whatever demands that you have, when it goes up, it will be higher. When it comes down, it will be lower. So definitely, it is going to be much easier calculation to find out the TCO of your own applications running from cloud. But you have to be careful about the security of data being migrated from your own data center to cloud, because when there will be any security breaches or data violation, the cost that you have to pay for that security breach is going to be very high, and your business will go for a toss. So there is no compromise when it comes for data security, that too when you migrate to cloud. So there is no trade-off on that. So you got to be very, very careful about security of your data in cloud. Okay, so these are the points you have to consider when you want to migrate from on-prem to cloud. Now, let's assume that you have migrated from on-prem to cloud. So, what are the steps that you have to do in order to run your applications in cloud in an optimized environment? So, from my experience, there are 4 to 5 different steps there that you have to do in trial and error method in order to reach the optimized condition. There is no cookie cutter. I mean, you just apply all these things and your final result will be this. No one will be able to define that. You have to have your own iterations for your own shop, and you have to devise your own mechanism to run your optimized condition, optimized environment. So, what are those things? Number one, you need to identify the right sized instances of your server. What does it mean? There could be 2 different types of servers that you can lease. Number one is that high capacity server with lesser number of servers, right? I mean, when you have your capacity of the servers is high, you may probably have fewer number of servers to cater to the business needs that you will have. But in the same time, you can probably go for a low capacity server, but with high numbers, right, to cater to the same business needs that you have. In my experience, if you will go for low capacity server with high numbers, that will probably save you a little higher. So that is point number one. Point number two is elasticity that I already talked about. Whenever there is a peak load, your capacity will go up horizontally and vertically. And whenever there is a need reducing, your servers will get released, and the amount that you have to pay will also go down, right? And that is point number two. Number three is right pricing. There are different types of pricing available with different cloud service providers, and you need to pick up the right pricing that is suitable for your business arrangement, business need. From AWS point of view, there are 3 different types of pricing exist. Number one is that on-demand pricing. So on-demand pricing can be applicable to the projects which do not have any upfront planning, right? So today morning I open up my project and I just need 5 Linux servers with a different capacity. I just go pick up whatever is available with the whatever price listed for that particular day. So that is on-demand pricing. I demand it for today. From today onwards, I just need it for another 3 weeks, and this is the planning capacity that I need. So this will be marked as on-demand pricing. This is generally higher because I haven't planned it upfront. So that is on-demand pricing. Number two is reserved pricing. So reserve pricing is something that you know your capacity that you will need for the next whatever period it is, maybe for 3 months or 6 months, and you make an agreement with Amazon that you need so many servers with such a capacity for for this period, and they will actually fix a reserve price for you, and that is what is going to be given to you. And the ideal business scenario would be your production server. So you will probably know what is that what is that server capacity that you will need, and the duration that you will need that servers for. So if you can define your capacity requirements, then you go for reserve pricing. Generally, is reserve pricing will be some 60 to 70% lesser than on-demand pricing. So you can get the benefit out of your better planning, right? And number three is spot pricing. So AWS, I mean Amazon generally auction that available capacity. So there are so many servers that Amazon maintaining, and in case if they have some extra capacity, they will give it for auction, and based on that auction prices, it will go up or down. So if you can make your own auction, and if it will come lesser than that, then you may get that server capacity, and your application will run. When it goes beyond whatever price ceiling that you have fixed, you will be kicked out of that server capacity, and your business planning will have to be done accordingly. So these are the different pricing types available with AWS, and the similar pricing types available in other cloud providers as well. So you have to understand them and fix whatever your business needs. So that is point number three. Point number four is the right storage classes. Right, storage classes is storage services is one of the important criteria for moving to cloud. Right, so there are different types of storage services available. For example, from AWS again, you have S3, you have Glacier, you have EBS, you have Elastic File System, you have CloudFront, and a couple of others. So these different services will have to be considered during different business scenarios, right? For example, S3 could be very costly, and Glacier would come very economical in case if you want to archive your own business documents or databases. So likewise, you need to understand the different storage classes available and choose your the right service that is suitable, which will be cost economical to you. That's point number four. And point number five will be serverless architecture. So just to give an analogy, we move from on-prem to cloud. In on-prem, we procured our own servers. In cloud, we just lease a server. When you go for serverless, you don't even have to lease any servers, and you will be priced based on the number of triggers that your application would have. So it's a niche technology, newer technology that is available only for applications running from cloud. And I also made another video regarding serverless architecture. So this will actually be cost economical if you want to have a serverless architecture. So this is point number five. And the point number six is you have to do measure and monitor, right? This is an important step. So there are, again, I'm going to AWS. There are multiple tools given from AWS front, right? One is that AWS Cost Explorer that will be used by before you even do the migration. You will probably have a forecast on how much you are spending, how much your recurring cost going to be. So that will be given by AWS Cost Explorer. Number two, you have your TCO calculator, total cost of ownership calculator. That will also be provided by AWS itself. Number three, you have AWS Trusted Advisor. Looking at the way your application is running, AWS Trusted Advisor will advise you where and how you can actually run your applications more optimized manner. So that is also possible, right? So these are the four, five different steps that you have to do when you do your optimization. I had my own server running in my data center. I lifted and shifted to cloud, and that was not running in optimized condition. So I implemented a few steps, and it started running in highly optimized condition. And if I have to go for a little bit more optimization, then I have to re-platform my applications with cloud native solution. So these are the few things that I just wanted to cover as part of today's video. In case if you have any other ideas or experiences, do let me know, and thanks for watching.